WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock. The Mississippi Department of Health reports 990 new cases of COVID-19 with 4 new deaths. There are 31 new cases among long-term care facilities. 647 people are currently hospitalized with coronavirus within the state. The total number of cases for Mississippi since March 11th is now more than 30,000, with more than 1,100 total deaths. And more than 19,000 people are presumed to have recovered from the virus. The coronavirus hotline is the best way to get your questions about COVID-19 answered. You could call 877-978-6453 any day of the week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Well, the coronavirus has most Americans celebrating the 4th of July without the parades, festivities, and fireworks the holiday usually brings. CBS News correspondent Michael George reports from New York.
The National September 11th Memorial reopened to the public Saturday, more than 3 months after the New York City Memorial was shut down because of the coronavirus. The solemn occasion comes as many Americans mark the nation's 244th birthday with low-key events.
I love the 4th of July, love to celebrate, love the sunshine.
Kim Stone took her boat out on the water in Jupiter, Florida, and says she and others are playing it safe.
Everybody's distancing. Our boats are spread apart.
On Saturday, Florida reported more than 11,000 new cases, another single-day high. Miami-Dade County beaches are closed for the holiday weekend, and a daily curfew is in effect until further notice. Beaches are also closed in Los Angeles County, which has the most coronavirus cases in the nation. A fireworks display is planned for the National Mall in Washington, D.C.
If anybody sees that it's crowded and decides, you know what, maybe not so safe, I may not want to go, that's perfectly fine for them.
We don't want to have a big celebration that's fun on the 4th of July, but then later to find out that it's caused a second surge here in D.C.
President Trump's salute to America on the White House South Lawn will feature a military flyover. And the usual crowd of spectators was not on hand at this year's Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Instead, the event was held at a private location on Brooklyn's Coney Island. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Officials are providing some 300,000 masks for the celebrations on the National Mall in Washington, D.C.
Well, fortunately for us, not everybody's 4th of July plans have been ruined by the rain. There are some showers out there, mainly in West Alabama. They've been really seeing the brunt of it. All of this just kind of slowly drifting around, not in any particular direction, just moving very slowly. We do have some heavier pockets of rain over near Carbon Hill, Alabama on I-22, and some other smaller showers through Webster County down into Louisville, and a heavier storm down near Kosciuszko. And I think that's going to continue here for at least the next couple of hours. I'm hopeful and I think that we are going to dry out by 9 o'clock. So most of us will be dry. Can't rule out 1 or 2 showers after 9 o'clock. But I think most, if not all, of the fireworks shows will be good to go overnight tonight. For the next 3 days, though, rain chance is going to slowly increase. I think by Monday and Tuesday, even into Wednesday, that's when we see our better chances for rain. So really here over the next several days, you just want to have that umbrella on standby. I'll be back with a closer look at your fireworks forecast coming up in just a bit. Cash.
All right, thanks, Trevor. An 8-year-old boy dies after a shooting at the River Chase Galleria in Hoover Friday afternoon. That boy was one of 4 people injured after gunfire broke out in the mall near the food court. A juvenile female and 2 adults are still in the hospital. The mall was evacuated and the scene is clear, according to Hoover PD.
This afternoon at approximately 3:18 p.m., the Hoover 911 Center received multiple calls of shots fired inside the River Chase Galleria near the area of the food court. Officers, detectives, and crime scene investigators are on the scene right now and are beginning the process of interviewing witnesses and victims and collecting any physical evidence that is at the scene.
At this time, police are not reporting any arrests. It is not known how many gunmen were involved or what the motive is for the shooting. Well, there's been a lot of talk about Mississippi receiving $1.25 billion in federal CARES Act money. Now, part of that money will be directed to schools across the state.
School districts will have some flexibility in terms of how they'll reopen in the fall, but most don't have flexible budgets to make big changes to how students learn. That's where the legislature is stepping in.
To make sure that they're able to teach children and under this whole new concept of distance learning.
The largest bucket of money is going to be used to establish a grant program for putting technology in students' hands.
We felt like that we needed to help local school districts with purchasing one-to-one devices, and that's we want to have every student to have some type of a laptop or a tablet device.
It includes $130 million for all districts. It's going to be distributed by average daily membership. Every district will get the same amount per pupil with that portion of the money, and then there's a $20 million portion of that will be distributed by MDE based on need.
There are also a couple of bills that address internet issues. COVID-19 magnified some of those.
For a lot of districts, it was lights out, go home, and we'll print your packets and we'll do that. And that's all that's all they could do. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just how can you prepare for something like this that we haven't seen in our lifetimes.
Senate Bill 3046 puts $75 million into a long-term broadband plan for underserved areas, while House Bill 1788 puts $50 million into short-term internet access solutions.
They may have to come in closer to maybe a volunteer fire department or maybe even a school bus that has a hotspot, a mobile hotspot attached to it. But we needed to give the MDE and the school district some flexibility with the $50 million to be able to plug in holes where necessary.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Well, here locally, residents of Columbus came together to march through the streets of downtown as a sign of unity. And the march started at Columbus Light and Water. They stopped by the courthouse, where more people were calling for the Confederate monument to be taken down. The march ended at Sims Scott Park. During the march, the message was loud and clear.
We're just out here to bring awareness to the injustice that goes around in these cities and towns. And our main focus is to let people know that we're out here and that we care. So we're just out to make sure that we can get out here and bring awareness to this and for us to come together. No matter what your background is, it's just the main goal is coming together. And that's what we're here for today.
Today's march started at 10 and wrapped up around 11. Many people who normally head out to the neighborhood fireworks shows won't be doing so this year. WCBI's Chad Groening reports that more individuals will be lighting up their own fireworks, that is, in 2020.
It is officially the 4th of July, but many people are still flocking to fireworks stands, and this year sales have been brisk.
We have seen a lot more customers, and they're buying more, it seems like. Since a lot of the areas aren't getting to have their normal fireworks, or like the Ballard Park, they have to stay in their car and everything. A lot of families are just getting together and putting on a big fireworks show at home.
And Buchanan says some people have no other choice but to watch fireworks at home.
I had one customer come in the other night that said that his niece and her children were under quarantine because one of them has the virus. And so they all kind of live in a neighborhood around a lake. So he and his brother are going to put on a fireworks show for them since, obviously they can't come out. So they're going to put one on so that they won't miss out on all of the fun and festivities. He said try to cheer them up a little bit.
And these fireworks stands have what amounts to a city-friendly table, which contains fireworks that are not really allowed and don't shoot high in the air.
We have what's called the sparklers, fountains. They shoot out sparks, and they really don't have a lot of loud noise to them. Some of them are silver sparks, and some of them are color balls and color sparks. They shoot out just a pretty little fountain.
2020 has been anything but a normal year. The coronavirus pandemic and political unrest in many parts of the country. But these fireworks vendors will tell you that here in Northeast Mississippi, folks are excited and proud of this 4th of July tradition.
We've had a lot of customers in here. They're all very patriotic, and they're all friendly and happy, and there's been no trouble or anything. And I think for the whole, we're real patriotic.
Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
Fireworks vendors expect they will remain busy until after midnight. Well, President Trump and the First Lady returned from South Dakota this morning. More on the Mount Rushmore event when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. President Trump and the First Lady just got back from South Dakota this morning. While the event was about celebrating the country, the president spent much of his speech taking a hard line against those he accuses of trying to tear it down.
As fireworks lit up over Mount Rushmore for the first time in a decade, President Trump delivered a fiery defense of the Founding Fathers.
I am here as your president to proclaim before the country and before the world, this monument will never be desecrated. These heroes will never be defaced. Their legacy will never, ever be destroyed.
The president lashed out at protesters seeking to remove controversial historical figures from their place on pedestals.
Our nation is witnessing a merciless campaign to wipe out our history, defame our heroes, erase our values, and indoctrinate our children.
Mr. Trump announced a new executive order creating a national garden to feature statues of American heroes.
We are the country of Andrew Jackson, Ulysses S. Grant, and Frederick Douglass.
At the event, there was little space for social distancing.
Complimentary masks, 5 to a package.
Organizers offered masks, but few in the crowd put them on.
November 6th, I am certain of it.
And now coronavirus has entered the president's family circle. Kimberly Guilfoyle, the girlfriend of Donald Trump Jr., tested positive for the virus. The president's son tested negative. The pair were in South Dakota for a fundraiser, but sources say have not been in direct contact with the president.
No rain in Tupelo right now. Hopefully it will stay that way. They've got a big show there at Fair Park coming up at 9 p.m. I've got a full look at that first alert forecast coming up right after this. Stay with us.
Your WCBI First Alert Accuweather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Birch.
Thank you all for checking in with us on this holiday Saturday afternoon. Hopefully you are all having a safe and happy 4th of July. Unfortunately, the weather has put a wrench in some plans so far this afternoon. Let's take a live look at radar. I'll show you what's going on out there now. Pretty hefty thunderstorm down in Louisville right now, also some in West Alabama. This is going to continue here for the next couple of hours, and they're not moving much of anywhere. So these things are moving literally at about 10 miles an hour to the west. So if you get caught under one of these storms, it might take an hour or so for it to push on out. But in general, I think once we get past 7 or 8, these things will really start to move on out of here. Let me take you down to Kosciuszko in Louisville, a really heavy thunderstorm down in southwestern Atala County. Also some downpours just to the south of Louisville. A little bit of thunder and lightning in that. Closer to us here in Columbus, not a whole lot going on in Lowndes County and the Golden Triangle. There are some heavier storms there along I-22 in West Alabama. We're going to watch those because those could come into the Golden Triangle here in the next hour or two. Also some quick downpours off to the north, northern Calhoun County and Pontotoc County, and a quick shower right now. No thunder, though, coming through Oxford right now. We'll take a live look outside on the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. Even a little bit of sunshine trying to pop out in Columbus and Tupelo. Other folks seeing some more cloudy, overcast skies. Temperatures, depending on if it's rained or not, anywhere from the mid-80s to close to 90 degrees. But regardless of the temperature, it is hot and humid out there, and it's going to stay that way overnight tonight. If you're looking ahead to fireworks tonight, here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to keep a chance in for some showers and storms until about 9 o'clock, and then we kind of start to roll it back. I'm going to leave a 20% chance for storms in after 9 o'clock. I think most of us will be fine and ready to go for fireworks at 9. I can't completely rule out 1 or 2 pesky storms that have take a little bit of a longer time to get on out of here. Generally, though, I think 9 o'clock and after, we're going to be dry. The heat and humidity sticks around. We'll stay close to 80 through the overnight hours with that muggy air continuing to filter in. Tomorrow, 91 for the high, another hot and humid one, a mix of some sunshine and clouds. And once again, the chance for some afternoon pop-up showers and storms. So over the next few hours or so, there's those storms on radar right now. Those continue till about 9 o'clock. Again, most of us dry by 9. Can't rule out a shower or two after 9 o'clock. I think for sure, though, by about 11, we all should be dry going into the overnight hours. That leaves us partly cloudy overnight tonight into early Sunday morning, and I think we wake up to some sunshine on Sunday morning. But the clouds filter back in here by lunchtime on Sunday, and then followed not too far behind by the chance of some pop-up showers and storms. So kind of like today, same thing for tomorrow. Not everybody going to see rain, but the chance will be there for some showers and storms. And that really continues here over the next 7 days or so. We're going to keep rain chances in. We do increase them a little bit Monday through Wednesday, up to about a 70% chance. Lower as we get toward next weekend, but the chance will still be there. So keep the umbrella handy, just have it on standby. The chance will be there anytime in the next 7 days for some showers and storms to pop up. Here's that AccuWeather 7-day forecast. 40% chance of pop-up storms tomorrow. Better rain chances Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Still some storms possible by the end of the week into next weekend. We're going to stay hot and humid, though, close to 90 degrees for highs, overnight lows in the low 70s.
Trevor, it looks like that's just a copy-paste of last week's.
It is. It's that time of year. The forecast is easy for me, but it's not too great when I have to go outside and deal with the storms.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, Trevor. Well, we've got Chris Bolton. He joins us for sports coming up next. Stay with us.
WCBI Sports with Chris Bolton.
The high school football tour checks in with the Manatee Mustangs. Now under new leadership and head coach Ken Adams, the Mustangs are ready to turn things around in 2020. Manatee is stop number 13 on the high school football tour.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
A new era begins in 2020 for Manatee football. After spending 3 seasons at Hatley, head coach Ken Adams takes over the Mustangs. Although leaving the Tigers was hard, Adams couldn't pass up the opportunity to return home.
Hatley's a great place. I mean, I love the kids and the administration, the community, the people. I mean, I said it was a great 3 years that I spent. But you know, when you have an opportunity to serve the county that you grew up in, you know, that was the deciding factor.
This season, the Mustangs are using the power of positive thinking along with grit and dedication in practice to prepare for the upcoming season.
Growing up in Itawamba County, Manatee was always just tough kids, gritty kids, and that's what you wanted to be a part of, and that's where you want your culture to be.
But this year is the turnaround point. This new offense and the new system we're running, I don't think that we can lose. He's bringing in a good culture. He's trying to make everybody in the community believe in us and make us believe in ourselves.
Adams' staff would be nothing without defensive coordinator Scott Booth. Booth joins the Mustangs and Adams from Hatley with a coaching relationship dating back years.
The thing I like about Manatee so far is the work ethic these boys have. They seem like they're hungry, wanting to move in a positive direction. We're still at a point where we're trying to learn everybody's name and get to know everybody, but from what I've seen so far, these boys want to work hard, and I'm sure we can improve as long as we get that type of effort.
We gel on what our program's about, and I know exactly what he thinks, and he knows what I think, and it, you know, it's, you know, besides the fact that he's a great coach, he's a friend, and you know, when what we do, in what we do. You want people around you, good people around you.
With hard work, Manatee looks to build a successful program ready to compete in 2A for the 2020 season and for many years to come.
Understand that when you walk in, there's something to do. There's a purpose to what we do. And if I had to change anything, it was honestly is give them that purpose. You know, whatever it is. When they come out to the practice field, you know, I don't want them to come out and just sit and wait on me to come tell them. I want them to understand that they're okay now. Once our feet touch the grass, there's something to do.
The Mustangs kick off the 2020 season against Oak Hill Academy on August 21st. Reporting in Manatee on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Manatee High School is brought to you by F&M Bank.
Now the high school football tour continues. With tomorrow we'll check out Bruce. Then on Monday, Calhoun City, Winona, Water Valley, Nettleton, East Union, Boonville, Hatley, and Aliceville the following Monday. Now, TCPS football is taking a break from morning practice this Tuesday to help give back to the community. The Eagles will be hosting a food drive Tuesday, July 7th, handing out 300 boxes of food in the TCPS parking lot. Now, the only thing they ask is that you bring a proof of address when you show up. The drive starts at 10 in the morning. However, if you would like to assist in the drive, they ask for you to please be there at 8 a.m. That's all we have for sports. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Fireworks forecast for tonight looking not too bad. I think most of the storm activity exits here by 9 p.m. Your Accuweather 7-day forecast shapes up like this. Rain chances increase Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then still stick around into next weekend. So just keep that umbrella handy. Highs staying close to 90, overnight lows in the low 70s.
All right, thank you, Trevor. Thank you guys for joining us, and stick around. We'll be right back here at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Have a good night.